What's up, man? It's your boy Master Man. Just to give you my little take on this Shaq and Kobe situation, man. In recent days, man, Kobe did an interview where he was pretty much talking about him and Shaq and how he would have won 12 rings if Shaq was in better shape and if he was did what he was supposed to do in the off season. And my thing is, with Shaq was when it comes to well, based off of what Kobe said, Shaq was lazy and he didn't work as hard as everybody else, and I somewhat agree with him, but the only thing I disagree with is y'all definitely, and maybe he was just exaggerating with the 12 rings. Y'all definitely wouldn't have won no 12 rings, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think they could have won more than the three that they won, and 3 out of 4 ain't bad. That's a hell of a feat for any dynasty. That's a good feat to win 3 out of 4 rings, and they should have won four, that year when they went up against the Pistons, but obviously the Detroit had their number, but when it comes to Shaq and Kobe and that Lakers dynasty in the early 2000s, I don't really think they could have won no more than the three they won simply because you think about Shaq and you think about Kobe, those guys are two dominant personalities. Now, Kobe, his work ethic is second to none. I can't argue with that. Kobe is one of the hardest workers, in NBA in his era, period. His game was so much like Jordan's, you almost thought he was Jordan sometime out there on the court. But in Shaq, his work ethic didn't match that, and so that pissed Kobe off a lot. And they, pretty much had, some differences, But my opinion is I don't think they would have won because Kobe always wanted to be a man. You remember in the interview where he told the story that, hey, look, we was in a game in Phoenix and I was coming down court and Shaq would get mad every time I didn't pass him the ball. And he was like, man, I ain't throwing that shit and they get it off on the rebound. So it's like Kobe already at 18, 19 years old, he was a man. He wanted to be the best. Shaq, was about 4 or 5 years older than him and been in the lead and was considered, one of the best center in the game and one of the top players and the best center in the game at the time. Like, look, I'm Shaq. Throw me the damn ball in there, let me, handle my business or whatever. And Kobe wasn't feeling it. Kobe felt like, Shaq, by the time I get down the court, you still humping and trying to get down the damn court. So it's like, and you think about all the, the championships they won in 2000, 2001, 2002. Shaq got all the credit, and which deservingly so. Shaq, his numbers was dominating in those finals. You know, sometimes, like he said on TNT one time, he would be 35 and 17, in playoff time, and that's finals worthy, NBA Finals MVP worthy. So he was definitely worthy of the Finals MVPs. But Kobe wanted that glory as well because the work he put in, taking 500 to 1,000 jump shots a day, and then you got somebody eating cheeseburgers in the training room. So I mean, that would piss anybody off if at the end of the year when y'all win, he get all the glory. And so Kobe, he was a dog from day one. He wanted to be the man. I want to be the best, and I'm not having it. So Shaq, who pretty much end up leaving the Lakers after about a couple years, he pretty much, look back as like, were they the most dominant duo ever? I think so because you think about it, all the best duos in NBA history. You think about Magic and Kareem. You think about Jordan and Pippen. You think about all when those names come to even Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars. When all those franchises, all those great duos come into mind, you don't really hear that another guy wants to branch off and be the best. It's simply because you had two alpha males. Kobe was an alpha male. Shaq was an alpha male. They both, and I'm not saying that guys like Scottie Pippen or Joe Dumars or Kareem or Magic or any of those guys, didn't want the glory, didn't want to be the best. I mean, you think about Kareem and Magic, Magic was a facilitator, so his game complemented Kareem's. So it really wasn't going to be much friction in that relationship. Scottie Pippen was more a better defender than he was a scorer, so it complemented Shaq's game. I mean, complemented MJ's game. So, but with Shaq and Kobe, both of them needed the ball. Both of them, Kobe wanted to shoot. He wanted to dribble up the floor, and he wasn't like a point guard. He wasn't a pass first type of guy. I'm a shoot first type of guy. And Shaq needed somebody to give him the ball, and he wasn't having that. So there was going to. So when you say 12, you ain't even got to say 12 rings. When you say 5 rings, you can say five. I don't even think they would have made it that far because eventually those personalities were going to clash eventually, and somebody was going to get the hell up out of there. And they went with the younger foe, which was Kobe and Shaq. End up still having a great career. He went down to Miami, won one with D Wade. The only difference is, in when he went to Miami, he took more of a back seat. He was supportive. D Wade pretty much that was his team. Then Shaq played still a significant role, but it wasn't his squad. Like in LA, that was his town. He like he said, he built that shit. So, you know, you didn't have those issues in Miami, and in LA, like I said, I didn't see them more than 3 rings. I didn't see them winning that. I just seen them. The three was amazing, and that was about it. I don't think it was gonna get no bigger than that, man. Because Shaq and Kobe are two guys, two of the top 5 players ever in NBA history. With other great duos, you'll never see that. So, um, 12 rings, nah, not even six. I don't even think they could have matched Jordan. So, I'm just happy that those guys can sit back and laugh about it now, man. Like we all doing. And hey man, so I disagree with that part, man. I don't think 12 rings, maybe three that they won. I don't think they would have made it past that. So man, y'all hit me up in the comments, man. Let me know what y'all think, and get back at me, man. Hit me up on Massa_main on Instagram. Also hit me up at on my YouTube channel, Aaron's Going Global. And hit me up also on Instagram at the Aaron's Going Global. So holla at me, man. Hit me up in those comments. Let me know what y'all think.